Welcome to Fearless and Focused. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Casey.
And we're here to share bold stories, real talk,
and strategies to help you push past fear and level up.
Let's get fearless and focused. What about a mom fail? We know I have one, and I'm much more prepared for it today. Maybe like something like funny or a relatable like mom fail that you can think of that, you know.
Well, this sticks out first in my mind because it really, like, my daughter didn't see it as a mom fail, but I remember feeling so horrible. So, it was right after our divorce. So her first birthday after our divorce, so she was turning 5. And right at that time on her birthday, I had to be in Chicago for my first agency training. You know how you had to go to Chicago for school before you could be an agent. So I just remember thinking like, "Oh my gosh, it's her, it's the first big birthday after everything like settled and separated and all of that, and I'm not there." And I just remember thinking like it's a big milestone birthday and I'm this mom and I'm out like in Chicago, so far away, and is she gonna feel like I don't love her anymore and all of this stuff. So like I said, it wasn't really a mom fail. It was just like feeling all of the emotions and mom guilt that I think that we feel when, we've got babies at home, but also we're out in the world trying to like grow and evolve as our own person and doing big things. So of course we made it through it. Everything's fine and everything's is good. But yeah, that was real. That was like super real, feeling so guilty that entire time that I was there.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, because I feel like, it's hard for us to balance, or we feel like, hey, the balance is hard. You want to be the best mom, you want to be the best business owner. You were doing this for your daughter. That's the whole reason that, you were going like, I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to pave my way and be this badass business owner. And you're like, oh, wait, oh my gosh. Now here I am, like not being there for my daughter for this thing. And, but we can't be all places at all times, even though we want to. And I think it's so hard because we just want to so much because we do care so much. Well, my mom fail, you and I have talked about this. And in reality, like truth be told, this is the second time we've done this podcast because I called Casey and I said, I can't do it. We gotta redo this thing because we had just come off a very heavy emotional episode and went straight into recording another one. And we wanted this to be light and fun. And apparently I hadn't processed my mom fail yet and literally processed it on the podcast. And like I was a hot mess and like couldn't pull it back together. And I was like, can we re-record, please? She's like, yes. So thank you. I love you for letting us do this one more time. But so the day that our podcast launched, it was like an amazing day. I had taken off work, all of those things. And I was having lunch with a friend, Jason, my husband. He had to go get new tires or get an oil change or something. And he's like, hey, if I'm running late, could you pick up Jax? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm off today. No big deal. I totally lost track of time, completely forgot, and realized it 5 minutes before the bell rang. And I was downtown 25 miles away. So I was telling this last time. I mean, I just started boohooing and was like, oh my gosh. Thank goodness my husband had finished up in time. Life 360 me. I mean, thank you, Life 360. I mean, if you want to support us and sponsor we've talked about them twice now, right? But he saw that I was still downtown and went and picked Jax up. Praise God that he did. But you want to talk about feeling so selfish and self-centered and like the hugest fail. And thank goodness he was there for me. And if it wouldn't have been the end of the world, his teacher would have stayed with him and they'd have called me and like, come get your, and I would have remembered. But I just felt in that moment like the biggest mom fail and like everything just sank in because he has anxiety anyway. And here I am, like, I left him at school. I mean, that hurt. It hurt me. And kind of like what you just said with your daughter, like you couldn't be there. And here I am, like forgetting about my son being in school because I just let time get away from me and all this excitement and that was happening in my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, like terrible mom guilt.
Thanks for tuning in to Fearless and Focused. Remember, success is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, staying bold, and taking action.
If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration.
Keep chasing your dreams, staying fearless, and keeping your focus strong.
Until the next time, stay
Fearless and focused.